Start with a surprising or relatable observation about how stubborn blackheads seem to come back no matter what products people use. Build intrigue by connecting clogged pores to deeper skin issues, like inflammation, oil imbalance, and even the skin's microbiome. Transition into the promise that today's talk will reveal the real science behind deep cleansing and the most effective blackhead extraction techniques dermatologists rely on for lasting clarity. Keep the tone confident, conversational, and lightly scientific, like speaking directly to an audience who's tried everything and is ready for real results. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered why those tiny dark dots seem to pop up again right after cleansing, you're not alone. Blackheads and clogged pores have a stubborn way of returning, no matter how much scrubbing or masking you do. It's not that your skin is being rebellious, it's that the real issue goes deeper than surface dirt. Picture your pores as the lungs of your skin, tiny breathing channels that let natural oils, sweat, and toxins escape. When they're blocked, your skin can't breathe properly, and it starts to react. Each pore connects to a sebaceous gland, which produces sebum, the skin's natural oil. This oil has an important job. It keeps the surface soft, protected, and slightly waterproof. But when your body senses dryness, hormonal shifts, or stress, those glands can go into overdrive. Suddenly, instead of a light, balanced coating, your pores are flooded with excess oil. That oil mixes with dead skin cells, tiny flakes that should have naturally shed, and forms a sticky plug. Think of it like pouring cooking oil down a sink filled with crumbs. It doesn't take long before something gets stuck. Now add another modern factor, pollution. The air around us is full of microscopic particles, invisible to the naked eye, that settle on the skin throughout the day. These pollutants mingle with oil and dead skin at the pore opening, adding a gritty layer that traps everything beneath it. Over time, that plug gets thicker and harder, forming what we call a cum dome. When the top stays closed, it's a white head. When exposed to air, it oxidizes, turning dark. A blackhead. What you're seeing isn't dirt, but oxidized oil sitting inside the pore like a tiny cork. Hormones also play a big part in this process. During puberty, menstruation, or times of stress, the body releases androgens, hormones that tell your oil glands to ramp up production. More oil means more opportunity for pores to clog. Even your diet and sleep affect this balance. Spikes in insulin from sugar, heavy foods can trigger oil production. While poor sleep slows skin turnover, allowing more dead cells to pile up. It's like a slow traffic jam under the surface, where every car is a mix of oil, sweat, and bacteria waiting for an exit that's been blocked. Another overlooked culprit is improper cleansing habits. Many people think washing the face more frequently will solve the issue, but harsh cleansers and over-exfoliation strip the skin of its natural barrier. The skin, in defense mode, produces even more oil to compensate, which ironically leads to more congestion. It's a cycle that leaves the pores overwhelmed and the surface irritated. Imagine trying to clear dust with a leaf blower. It just moves the mess around without really cleaning it out. Even the products we trust can play tricks on us. Heavy creams, makeup, and sunscreens that aren't non-comedogenic can sink into pores and mix with oil. When they're not thoroughly removed, they act like clingy residue that keeps the pores from releasing sebum effectively. Add in humidity, sweat, and the daily touch of hands to the face, and the stage is set for blackheads to take root. Beneath all these layers, there's something else happening. The skin's microbiome is trying to maintain order. This invisible community of bacteria keeps the skin balanced and healthy. When the pores are clogged, oxygen levels drop inside them, creating the perfect low oxygen environment for acnin, causing bacteria to thrive. Inflammation follows, swelling the pores' walls and making the skin look uneven and congested. It's not just a cosmetic problem. It's the skin's way of signaling distress. The good news is that clogged pores aren't permanent damage. They're simply the result of imbalance, too much oil, too many dead cells, and not enough cleansing precision. A healthy pore functions like a self-cleaning filter, constantly cycling out waste and drawing in nutrients. The goal of deep cleansing is to restore that natural rhythm. It's not about stripping everything away. It's about clearing space so the skin can do its job again. That's why effective deep cleansing focuses on two things: targeting the cause and removing the clog. Addressing only one never works. You can clear out the surface gunk temporarily, but if your oil glands are still overactive or your skin barrier is compromised, the pores will refill in days. Likewise, balancing oil production without actually cleaning out what's already trapped just means you're managing the symptoms, not the source. When both sides are treated together, through gentle exfoliation, oil regulation, and proper hydration, the skin finds its balance again, and those stubborn blackheads finally start to stay away. When you look closely in the mirror and see those tiny dark specks on your nose or chin, it's easy to assume they're just dirt trapped in your skin. But the truth is, blackheads are far more complex and surprisingly scientific. What you're seeing isn't external grime, it's a mix of your own natural oils, dead skin, and microscopic debris that's gone through a process called oxidation. It's your skin chemistry at work, and understanding it is the key to keeping those pores truly clear. Every blackhead begins as a tiny opening in the skin called a pore. Inside that pore is a sebaceous gland that produces sebum, the skin's natural oil. Sebum's job is to protect the skin's surface, keeping it soft and hydrated. But sometimes the balance gets thrown off. When too much oil combines with dead skin cells that weren't properly shed, it forms a soft plug right inside the pore. Imagine a small waxy cork, invisible at first, slowly filling the pore until it reaches the surface. At this stage, it's called a cum dome. When the top remains sealed by skin, it's a whitehead. But when that opening is exposed to air, something fascinating happens. The oil oxidizes, turning the plug dark. That's when a whitehead becomes a blackhead. Oxidation is a chemical reaction between oxygen in the air and the contents of the clogged pore, mainly sebum and keratin. It's similar to how a sliced apple turns brown after a few minutes. Nothing dirty has entered. It's simply the natural oils reacting to oxygen. This dark color often leads people to believe blackheads are filled with dirt, but dermatologists confirm that's one of the most common misconceptions. In reality, those dark tips are evidence of your skin's natural processes at work. The structure of a blackhead is surprisingly organized. Under a microscope, the plug has distinct layers, dead skin cells at the base, a dense middle of oil, and a top layer of oxidized material. The open pore acts like a chimney, venting this buildup to the surface. The longer it sits there, the darker and harder the tip becomes. It's essentially a small capsule that's been baked by time and exposure. The surrounding skin may remain calm, but beneath that surface, bacteria are beginning to multiply, feeding off the trapped oil. If inflammation develops, that blackhead can evolve into a pimple. This is why early removal and regular cleansing matter, not just for appearance, but to prevent future breakouts. There's also a fascinating link between skin type and blackhead formation. People with oily or combination skin produce more sebum, which naturally increases the chance of clogged pores. But even those with dry skin can develop blackheads if the barrier is damaged or over-exfoliated. When the skin feels stripped, it tries to compensate by producing more oil. Ironically, that extra oil ends up contributing to congestion. Hormones, stress, and even climate can intensify this cycle. Warm, humid air causes pores to dilate, making it easier for debris to settle in. Cold, dry weather tightens pores, trapping buildup inside. One myth that persists is that scrubbing harder will eliminate blackheads. It's a tempting thought that if you just exfoliate enough, the pores will stay clean, but the skin doesn't respond well to aggression. Over-scrubbing can cause micro tears and irritation, which trigger even more oil production. The surface might feel smoother temporarily, but the pores underneath remain clogged. It's like wiping dust off a rug without actually shaking it out. The problem's still inside. Dermatologists emphasize that blackhead management isn't about force, it's about precision. Gentle chemical exfoliants like salicylic acid or glycolic acid penetrate the pore and dissolve the clog from within, unlike physical scrubs that only polish the surface. Another misconception is that blackheads can be squeezed out without consequence. While it's satisfying, doing it improperly can stretch the pore, damage the surrounding tissue, and push bacteria deeper. Professionals use sterile tools and techniques that apply even pressure around the pore, not directly on top of it. This ensures the plug is lifted out entirely rather than broken in half, which can otherwise cause it to refill quickly. Under magnification, you'd see that a well-extracted blackhead leaves a clean, open channel that the skin can then close and heal naturally. At a microscopic level, extraction is almost surgical. The pore lining is slightly loosened. The hardened plug is coaxed out and the surrounding area is cleaned and calmed. When done correctly, it's not just about removing what's visible, it's about resetting the pore's function so oil can flow freely again. That's why dermatologists always follow extraction with antibacterial or soothing agents to prevent irritation and ensure the skin's balance is restored. Understanding what blackheads really are changes how you approach them. They're not invaders that need to be attacked. They're signs that your skin's natural processes need support. Every pore is trying to maintain equilibrium, balancing oil production, shedding dead cells, and keeping out pollutants. When that system is disrupted, blackheads appear as tiny reminders that your skin is asking for recalibration. Learning what's really inside them isn't just fascinating, it's the first step toward clearer, calmer skin that doesn't fight itself every day. If you've ever stood in front of a magnifying mirror, fingers ready to squeeze, you've probably felt the battle between patience and instant gratification. Manual extraction promises quick results. The satisfying removal of blackheads right before your eyes. Chemical exfoliation, on the other hand, works quietly, dissolving buildup over time with invisible precision. Both methods aim for the same goal, clearer pores, but the path they take and the results they deliver couldn't be more different. Manual extraction is the hands-on approach, literally. It involves softening the skin first, often through steaming, to open up the pores and loosen trapped debris. Steam acts like a gentle invitation to the skin, warming the surface and melting the oil plugs just enough to make extraction easier. Professionals then use specialized tools like come-done extractors to apply even pressure around the pore. When done correctly, the plug slides out cleanly, leaving behind a clear channel. There's a strange satisfaction in seeing instant results. The pore visibly empties, the bump disappears, and the skin feels smoother right away. But this technique is as much art as it is science. The risks of doing it incorrectly are real. Too much pressure or improper angles can damage the pore walls, causing bruising, scarring, or even infection. The skin around the extracted area can become inflamed, especially if bacteria from the hands or tools get in. Think of it like unclogging a drain. You can force it open. But if you scrape the sides or leave residue behind, it just clogs again faster. That's why dermatologists and licensed estheticians stress that extractions should be done gently, precisely, and under sterile conditions. When performed professionally, they not only remove existing blackheads, but also prepare the skin for deeper treatments like peels or serums to penetrate more effectively. Chemical exfoliation takes a very different route. Instead of using force, it relies on active ingredients, most commonly AHAs, alpha-hydroxy acids, BHAs, beta-hydroxy acids, and enzymes to dissolve the bonds that hold dead cells and sebum together. Imagine these acids as tiny molecular janitors sweeping through the pores to clear out the microscopic clutter that manual methods might miss. AHAs, such as glycolic or lactic acid, work on the surface, loosening dull, flaky skin and promoting cell turnover. BSAs, like salicylic acid, go deeper into the pore lining because they're oil-soluble, making them particularly effective for oily and acne-prone skin. Enzymes from fruits like papaya or pineapple offer a gentler option, digesting only the dead surface cells without irritating sensitive skin. Unlike manual extraction, chemical exfoliation doesn't deliver instant gratification. Its power lies in consistency and gradual transformation. With regular use, the skin becomes smoother, pores appear tighter, and blackheads diminish without the trauma of squeezing or pressing. It's like running a self-cleaning cycle on your skin, quiet, steady, and efficient. However, the key is control. Overusing acids or combining too many products can strip the skin barrier, leading to redness, dryness, and sensitivity. Just as you wouldn't deep clean your home every day with harsh chemicals, your skin needs rest and recovery between exfoliation sessions. Each approach comes with distinct strengths. Manual extraction is unmatched for immediate results and is especially useful for stubborn, oxidized plugs that chemical exfoliants can't dissolve quickly. It's the fast fix that restores smoothness overnight. Chemical exfoliation, on the other hand, is the long-term strategist, preventing clogs before they form and maintaining overall skin health. It's proactive rather than reactive. One cleans the mess, the other keeps it from happening again. In practice, dermatologists often recommend combining both methods thoughtfully. Manual extraction can be used occasionally, ideally under professional care, to remove existing blackheads and congestion. Once the skin is cleared, chemical exfoliants can maintain the results by keeping pores free from new buildup. It's the same logic as tidying your space. You might do a deep clean once in a while, but daily maintenance keeps everything under control. The two methods aren't rivals, they're teammates working at different levels of the same system. Balance and technique are far more important than frequency. Doing either too often can backfire. Too many extractions can enlarge pores and cause long-term irritation, while overusing acids can weaken the skin barrier, leading to breakouts or flakiness. The trick is to listen to your skin's feedback. When it feels tight, stings, or looks red, it's signaling that it needs a break. Skin thrives on consistency, not aggression. A once-a-month professional extraction combined with gentle weekly chemical exfoliation is often enough to maintain clear, balanced pores for most people. The beauty of combining manual and chemical methods lies in how they complement each other. Manual extraction handles the visible, immediate congestion, the tangible part you can see and feel, while chemical exfoliation works invisibly beneath the surface to prevent recurrence. Together, they transform skincare from a reactive struggle into a proactive ritual. It's not about choosing sides. It's about mastering timing and precision so the skin can stay in its natural rhythm. Clean, calm, and effortlessly clear. For years, the skincare routine was simple: cleanser, toner, moisturizer. But now technology has entered the bathroom mirror. Today's skin tools look more like mini spa machines than daily essentials, promising deeper cleansing and clearer pores without stepping foot into a clinic. From ultrasonic spatulas that hum against the skin to vacuum devices that literally lift blackheads from their hiding places, technology is changing how we treat congestion. But as exciting as these tools are, understanding how they work and when to use them is what turns them from gadgets into genuine game changers. Let's start with ultrasonic cleansers, sometimes called skin scrubbers. These sleek, Metal spatulas emit high-frequency vibrations, tiny pulses of sound waves that move faster than the human ear can detect. When they glide over damp skin, those vibrations loosen the bond between oil, dirt, and the pore wall, almost like shaking loose crumbs from a filter. You can feel the gentle buzzing as debris, dead cells, and leftover product residue are lifted to the surface. It's a little like pressure washing your pores, but without the harshness. The best part is how non-invasive it is. There's no squeezing, no redness, and no damage to the skin barrier. The gentle vibration even promotes microcirculation, giving that post-treatment glow we all chase. Then there are pore vacuum devices, tools that have stirred equal parts fascination and fear on social media. These handheld gadgets use adjustable suction to draw out blackheads and sebum plugs. When used properly, they can effectively lift buildup that's sitting close to the surface, making pores appear smaller and smoother. However, the key word here is properly. Too much suction or holding the device in one spot too long can bruise the skin, break capillaries, or worsen inflammation. Dermatologists recommend keeping the device moving in slow, sweeping motions and using the lowest suction setting first. It's not about force, it's about consistency. Think of it like gently drawing ink out of paper, not ripping the fibers apart. If you've tried one, you know that satisfying moment when the tiny reservoir fills with what's been hiding beneath the surface. It's oddly gratifying, but the goal is clarity, not over-extraction. Next comes LD light therapy, a quiet revolution in at-home skincare. These masks and wands don't remove debris directly, but they support skin health in a different way. Blue light targets aging, causing bacteria, red light stimulates collagen and calms inflammation, and near-infrared light boosts healing. Together, they create an environment where pores can stay cleaner and calmer over time. Imagine them as mood lights for your skin. Each wavelength sends a different message, training the skin to repair and rebalance itself. LD therapy works best as a maintenance tool, keeping the skin strong and resilient after extractions or exfoliation. Microcurrent devices deserve a mention too. They don't clean pores directly, but they tone the muscles underneath the skin using low-level electrical currents. That gentle stimulation improves blood flow and lymphatic drainage, which indirectly supports detoxification and healthier oil balance. It's like a mini gym session for your face, helping circulation and nutrient delivery so your skin can naturally stay clearer and more vibrant. The beauty of modern skincare technology is its accessibility. What once required an expensive facial or dermatologist visit can now fit in the palm of your hand. But the temptation to overuse these tools is real. More isn't always better. Using a pore vacuum daily or applying ultrasonic vibrations too frequently can lead to overexfoliation and barrier damage. The skin needs rest between treatments to restore its protective oils and moisture. Dermatologists often suggest using these devices once or twice a week, depending on your skin type. Always follow with hydration, a soothing serum or barrier repair moisturizer to calm the skin after mechanical stimulation. Safety should always come first. Avoid using these tools on broken skin, active acne, or areas of rosacea. Heat, suction, or vibration can worsen inflammation if the skin is already compromised. And remember to sanitize every device after use. Leftover oil and bacteria can quickly turn your tool into a source of new breakouts. A simple wipe with alcohol or a gentle cleanser designed for electronics is enough to keep them clean and safe. What makes these technologies so effective isn't just the science behind them, it's how they fit into a larger skin routine. Using an ultrasonic spatula after a gentle cleanse helps prep the skin for serums. LD therapy soothes irritation after exfoliation. Vacuum extraction can be part of a weekly deep clean ritual that's followed by calming and hydrating care. Each device plays a role in supporting the skin's rhythm rather than disrupting it. What's exciting is how personal these routines can become. One person might swear by their pore vacuum, another by their LED mask, while others find ultrasonic tools to be their holy grail. If you've experimented with any of these, you know how transformative it can feel when a device actually works for your skin type. So what about you? Have you tried any of these technologies, or do you rely on the classics? Just cleanser and fingertips. Share what's worked, what hasn't, and what you're curious to test next. Skincare is evolving faster than ever, and your experience might just help someone else discover their perfect method for clearer, calmer skin. When extractions are done, the skin may look clean and refreshed on the outside, but beneath the surface, it's gone through a lot. Think of it as a deep workout for your skin. The pores have been stretched, debris has been lifted, and the surface has endured a kind of controlled stress. Just like muscles need recovery after intense training, your skin needs calm nourishment and repair. This is the moment when the barrier, that thin, invisible layer of lipids and proteins that keeps hydration in and irritants out, becomes vulnerable. Without proper care, even the cleanest skin can quickly turn dry, inflamed, or overly oily as it tries to rebalance itself. After extraction, the first priority is hydration. Water is what plumps up the skin cells, supports elasticity, and helps nutrients flow where they're needed most. But not all hydration is equal. The skin needs both humectants like hyaluronic acid and glycerin, which pull water into the outer layers, and emollients like squalane or jojoba oil that lock it in. Picture it like watering a plant. If you only mist the leaves but never seal the moisture in the soil, it evaporates too fast to make a difference. Post-extraction, using a lightweight hydrating serum followed by a soft, non-comedogenic moisturizer helps replenish what was lost during the cleansing process. But hydration alone isn't enough. The skin's microbiome, the community of good bacteria living on its surface, also takes a hit after extractions. These beneficial microbes act like the skin's peacekeepers, helping control bad bacteria, regulate pH, and reduce inflammation. When extractions or harsh cleansers disrupt that balance, it can open the door to irritation and breakouts. That's why gentle, barrier-supportive ingredients like prebiotics and fermented extracts are valuable aftercare allies. They encourage a healthy microbial balance while calming redness and tightening the pores naturally. Then comes the rebuilding phase, where ingredients like niacinamide and ceramides play a starring role. Niacinamide or vitamin B3 helps strengthen the skin's barrier by encouraging the production of ceramides, those natural fats that seal gaps between skin cells, almost like mortar between bricks. When the barrier is intact, the skin looks smoother, feels softer, and becomes more resistant to environmental stressors. It's fascinating how something so invisible has such a visible impact. Ceramides themselves help restore the skin's lipid layer, preventing transepidermal water loss and reinforcing its natural defense system. Together, they work like a team to fortify and rebuild what the extraction process temporarily weakened. Imagine your skin as a newly cleaned canvas, fresh, open, and ready to absorb everything you apply next. If you skip this recovery stage, that open canvas becomes exposed to pollutants, UV rays, and bacteria. This can trigger sensitivity, dryness, or even rebound oiliness, where the skin produces extra sebum to make up for what it thinks it lost. That's why it's crucial to choose soothing, pH-balanced products and avoid anything overly harsh like alcohol-based toners or strong acids right after extraction. These can strip the skin further and undo the progress made by the deep cleansing itself. A smart post-extraction routine might start with a calming mist or essence to rehydrate the skin, followed by a serum with niacinamide or panthenol to soothe and repair. Then comes a barrier-repairing moisturizer with ceramides, fatty acids, and cholesterol, the same components naturally found in the skin's outer layer. Finally, applying sunscreen seals the deal, acting as a shield against UV-induced damage, which can further weaken a fragile barrier. Even if it's evening or cloudy outside, UV rays still affect recovery. Protecting the skin at this stage helps maintain that fresh, healthy glow much longer. Skipping aftercare can lead to a frustrating cycle. You clean the pores, feel smooth for a day, and then, like clockwork, the blackheads and congestion return. This happens because when the barrier is compromised, the skin goes into overdrive, trying to protect itself, producing excess oil and clogging the pores all over again. It's a silent reminder that cleansing alone isn't enough. The true transformation happens during recovery. Supporting your skin with moisture, balance, and gentle repair ensures that clarity lasts longer, sensitivity fades, and that fresh, post-extraction glow actually becomes your new baseline. When people think of blackheads, they often see them as a stubborn, never-ending problem, something that always comes back no matter what products they use. But what if the goal wasn't just to clean them out, but to train your skin so they appear less and less over time? That's the shift that turns temporary fixes into lasting results. Clear pores aren't the outcome of one perfect treatment. They're the reflection of consistency, care, and a strategy that works with your skin instead of against it. Once you understand that prevention isn't about fighting your skin but teaching it balance, everything changes. The first piece of that strategy is regular, gentle cleansing, not over-cleansing. The skin has its own rhythm, and stripping it too aggressively only pushes it to produce more oil. Think of it like telling your skin it's under attack. It responds by making more sebum to protect itself. Instead, a balanced routine with mild, pH-friendly cleansers keeps the pores clear without disturbing their natural harmony. Cleansing twice a day, morning and night, removes the oil, sweat, and debris that fuel blackhead formation while allowing your barrier to stay calm and intact. Adding in a mild exfoliant once or twice a week, something with salicylic acid or enzymes, helps clear away what your cleanser might miss, but without scrubbing or harsh friction. Next comes the role of hydration. Many people believe oily skin doesn't need moisture, but dehydrated skin often overproduces oil in response. The key is using water-based non-comedogenic moisturizers that balance oil and water levels. Ingredients like hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and lightweight ceramides keep the surface smooth and make it harder for sebum and dead cells to clog the pores. When the skin is well hydrated, it stays supple, like a well-tended sponge rather than a cracked surface where oil can easily settle and oxidize. Diet and lifestyle play a bigger role than most realize. Foods high in refined sugar, dairy, and processed oils can spike insulin and hormone levels, which in turn boosts sebum production. Over time, that creates a perfect storm for clogged pores and inflammation. Shifting toward whole foods, think fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of water help stabilize hormones and reduce oil output from the inside out. It's not about cutting everything bad instantly, but being mindful of what consistently fuels or soothes your skin. Hydration is another quiet hero here. Drinking enough water keeps your skin's detox systems running smoothly and supports the barrier from within. Sleep is the silent cleanser your skin relies on. During deep rest, your body regenerates cells, balances hormones, and increases blood flow to the skin. When you skimp on sleep, cortisol levels rise, inflammation increases, and oil glands can become more active. That's why even with the best skincare products, exhaustion often shows up first in your complexion, dullness, roughness, and congestion. Prioritizing consistent, quality sleep becomes one of the easiest yet most underrated ways to support long-term pore health. Environmental exposure also deserves attention. Pollutants, smoke, and even constant exposure to screen light can oxidize oils on the skin, making blackheads darker and more noticeable. A light antioxidant serum with ingredients like vitamin C or green tea extract adds an invisible layer of protection. Sunscreen too isn't optional. UV damage thickens the outer layer of skin, trapping oil and debris more easily. A daily SPF 30 or higher ensures your efforts don't get undone by something as simple as sunlight. Consistency is what transforms results into maintenance. A deep cleansing mask once a week, periodic gentle extractions or facials, and daily commitment to simple, non-stripping routines allow your pores to stay in a natural state of balance. The goal isn't to make them disappear. Pores are part of your skin's anatomy, but to keep them clear, functional, and healthy looking. Over time, your skin learns to regulate itself. That's when you start noticing fewer breakouts, smoother texture, and that subtle glow that comes from stability rather than constant correction. The long-term path to fewer blackheads isn't about chasing perfection, it's about patience, rhythm, and science-backed care that respects how your skin truly works. The more consistently you nourish it inside and out, the less it will feel the need to fight back. Clear skin becomes less of a mystery and more of a reflection of mindful habits that compound over time. What's your biggest struggle with blackheads? Share it in the comments below. Your question might help someone else. And if you're ready to keep learning how to turn skincare science into results, don't forget to subscribe for more skin, deep insights that actually work.